Good evening, Amerks fans, and welcome to the 2017 Rochester Americans Hall of Fame night as we induct 2 new members into this exclusive club. 31 years ago, the Amerks Hall of Fame was created to honor the players, coaches, and hockey contributors who helped shape this storied franchise since its inception in 1956. And tonight we continue that tradition as we induct a former Calder Cup champion and an individual who has provided first-rate coverage of the Amerks and hockey in Rochester for the better part of 4 decades. Tonight's first Hall of Fame inductee has been synonymous with Amerks hockey during his 31-plus years with the Rochester Democrat and Chronicle Media Group. And since taking on the Amerks beat prior to the 85-86 season, Kevin Oklobzija has told the stories of some of the most memorable moments in team history, including the 2 most recent Calder Cup championships. He also holds the distinction of becoming just the second reporter in franchise history to be inducted into this prestigious club. At this time, please direct your attention to the video board overhead and see how Kevin O has earned his rightful place in the Hall of Fame.
Kevin Oklobzija holds the distinction of becoming just the second team reporter in franchise history to be inducted into the Amerks Hall of Fame, and first since Hans Tanner was enshrined as part of the inaugural class of 1986. Oklobzija's first-rate coverage of the team spanned more than 4 decades during his 31-plus years with the Rochester Democrat and Chronicle Media Group. Since taking on the Amerks beat prior to the 85-86 season, the Minnesota native has had the privilege of covering 2 Calder Cup championships in 87 and 96, and 23 of the team's 44 playoff appearances, including 5 other trips to the Calder Cup finals. Oklobzija has witnessed and covered 4 ownership changes, 8 division championships, 2 regular season points championships, the continuation of hockey's longest-standing relationship between an NHL club and its AHL affiliate following the long-awaited reunion of the Amerks and Sabres in the summer of 2011, and he has worked with 10 different Amerks head coaches. Kevin has also covered 4 of the 5 most recent Winter Olympics for the USA Today Sports Group. A 2-time winner of the American Hockey League's James H. Ellery Award, 1993 and 96, for outstanding media coverage in the newspaper category, Oklobzija provided consistent and first-rate coverage of the Amerks and the American Hockey League in an ever-evolving industry. In addition to providing game stories, player features, previews, and daily practice coverage of the Amerks for the newspaper, Oklobzija also utilized the emergence of digital media to keep the fans closely engaged and informed. His blog, appropriately named Hockey Ozone, was the most read sports blog on DemocratandChronicle.com since its launch prior to the 08-09 season, and provided fans with daily notes, quotes, and anecdotes, while his use of Twitter enhanced the overall media coverage of the Amerks. Oklobzija also implemented the use of video along with his traditional methods in an effort to expand and diversify his online coverage of the team. He regularly introduced player interview videos to supplement his game stories, contributed hockey content to DNC's Rock Sports Talk podcast, and most recently played an instrumental role in bringing Amerks game highlights to the paper's website.
Kevin O, for a guy from Minnesota who can't skate, you sure could write. Congratulations on joining Hans Tanner as you and Hans as the only Democrat and Chronicle hockey beat writers in the Amerks Hall of Fame. So well deserved. You guys were our Dick Gamble and our Jody Gage. So well deserved, my friend. Congratulations.
Hey Kevin, congratulations on a great honor. You so much deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. You've covered the Amerks, so many teams, so many players, and you've done it with great enthusiasm. I know you know the game of hockey as well as anybody, and congratulations. What a great honor to have known you and to know you, and we love you here in the community as well.
Every single day I walked into the office and Kevin was there. He just made it a better place to be. Just a lot more enjoyable. He always would listen to my stories and have a smart comment on the other side. And the best thing I can say about him as a reporter is there's no one I met that ever said Kevin Oklobzija didn't give the best effort he had every day out. And that's a great way to be measured. So congrats, Kevin. I'm real happy for you.
Of all the people that have covered the Amerks in this town, and there's been some great ones, there has been no one who's been more passionate and more knowledgeable about hockey and about the Amerks than Kevin Oklobzija. He was also a great guy to have in our office. He always had a smile on his face, unlike me. He was a bright spot at the DNC offices. We enjoyed having him there. He's going to go on and do great things, but I know this is an honor that really means a lot to him, and it's quite well deserved. He's not a player, he's not a coach, but no one in this town covered hockey better than Kevin Oklobzija. Once again, my friend, congratulations.
I want to congratulate Kevin Oklobzija on this great honor, being inducted to the Hall of Fame. It's great to know you, Kevin. Did a great job covering the Amerks. Loved every chat that we had, and your honesty and fairness was great to the whole organization. Thanks again. Congratulations.
You were so professional all the time and just so respected. And I always admired that about you, that no matter how far up the ladder somebody went, they always talked to you, and I think it was your ability to carry on a conversation and just be yourself with everybody you met. And I would be remiss too that say that I didn't learn from you as well. I know editors are supposed to correct reporters, but in some ways you were right. Deadlines can be overrated.
I just remember coming in here and doing media scrums, and here was this gray-haired gentleman with glasses and a notepad diligently taking notes and asking really thought-provoking questions, especially in the tougher points of the season when it's like pulling teeth to try to get answers out of these guys. So he found a way to tell a story, and I definitely learned a lot just by being in the same room as him during an interview.
Hey Kevin, well deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. It was really a pleasure having you follow the team. You had great integrity. You could tell that you were a big fan. You bled red, white, and blue, and all your stories were very emotional, and you gave what the fans really wanted to know. Your stories about the players being very personal. You could tell that you were in touch with the fans, in touch with the team. You could tell after a game that you could tell just by your facial and your emotions, whether we won, where we lost a tough game, you'd be frustrated. And it was a pleasure working with you, and I just loved your integrity. If we won, you were happy and you wrote it the way it was, and you could tell, like, even if you weren't at the game, you could feel like you were at the game. And when we lost and we didn't play hard, you gave it to us, and you could tell you were a big fan. And it's truly an honor, and congratulations, and welcome to the Hall of Fame.
And Kevin, we used to have so many chats after practice, after games. You're an encyclopedia of knowledge. I enjoyed talking hockey and talking everything else with you. Sitting down in my stall in the corner of our locker room, it was just, for me, it was a way to learn, a way to get better, and well-deserved, and good luck in the future.
Please join us in welcoming Kevin Oklobzija into the Rochester Americans Hall of Fame.
And we are so pleased to be joined tonight by Kevin's mother, Luella, and brother, Blair, are with us. Presenting Kevin with his Hall of Fame crystal on behalf of the Rochester Americans are Amerks Hall of Famer Judy Gage and Vice President of Business Operations, Rob Kopacz. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Oklobzija.
This is not my place in this building, let me tell you. Way up there, yes. And since I wrote for all these years, talking ain't my thing. So this will be short, you're in luck. This is an incredible honor, and I've told many people this, and I've said it. I've never been a big fan or person who believed media and a team or League Hall of Fame made a lot of sense. I mean, the team I worked for was the Democrat and Chronicle. That was my team, but this is very incredible, very humbling, very unbelievable, really. I'm sure most of you know I'm not covering the team now after 31 years, but I loved what I did, but I miss the people. I miss the players, the coaches, and the people they were. That's what this was about to me, and informing a very loyal, avid fan base the best I could on the team they loved. I moved here in '85 from Minnesota. I'm lucky enough that my mother and my brother are here. Thank you. Very supportive all along this journey. They're in Minnesota. I'm here. It's tough in that regard, but I figured I'd be here 2 years, maybe 4, and I'd move back to Minnesota and continue my career in newspapers there. Can't handle winter anymore. Can't do it. We don't have winter here. I'm sorry. If this is the only winter you've experienced, this ain't winter. Plugging your car in, that's winter. So this became home. I've grown to love the area, and the fans and the people here are probably the biggest reason why. Well, they are the reason why. I've had a pleasure and privilege, really, to cover the many great players who have played here. I mean, you look at the names of the past before I got here. Don Cherry, Al Arbor, stalwarts in the game of hockey. And then along came so many great people. Jim Hofford and Dan Frawley and Scott Metcalf and Mike Hurlbutt and Craig Sharon and on, and Chris Taylor and Dominic Pittis and Craig Fisher and see, I could go on and on forever on just the quality people that I was lucky enough to be able to cover and talk to on a daily basis, and Randy Cunneyworth and the coaches, and nobody's higher on that list than Scotty Nickel. Here's a guy drafted in round 11. It's a round they don't even have anymore. 5 foot whatever he was, the same as he is today. Let me tell you, it looks like he can still play. There's about 17 of them back there with nickel 21 on, so eventually the right one's going to emerge. But covering him, scored one of the biggest goals in franchise history, Game 5, overtime at Portland to win it. The Amherst come home, win the Calder Cup in Game 7 on this ice in this building. Truly one of the great moments of coverage that I have had in my career. And I have already talked 5 minutes longer than I ever intended to. So thank you very much to the committee, to the Amherst organization, the Sabres organization. A great honor and a privilege, no doubt. Thank you again.